Welcome back to the Flow Friday Sports Show. It's time to take a look at what's happening in the Hume Netball League, and our fantastic correspondent from that part of the world, Carla Fletcher, now joins me on the line. Carla, how are you going?
I'm well, thanks, Ellis. How are you?
Not doing too badly, thank you. And the Hume Netball League really getting into the business end. We had last week Osborne hosting Lockhart, your club, Carla, and you probably might have been expected to give the Osborne girls a good run for their money, because you girls are making some noise, sitting pretty in the top 5 on the table. But in the end, Osborne just getting the better of your club.
Yeah, no, it was, it's always a pretty tough game when Lockhart and Osborne play each other. And, Osborne girls, they came out, they were a little bit more consistent in the second half. Even though Lockhart played well, they had a few patches of inconsistent play that allowed Osborne to capitalise on some easy turnovers. And look, it was a pretty solid team effort by Osborne, which gave them the 13-goal win. And their best players were Georgia O'Connell and Gabby O'Connell. And best players for Lockhart were Emily McPherson in goal attack, Beck Matthews in centre, and Isabel Hogg in wing attack.
And the Osborne girls cementing their place at the top of the league table with that result. We'll move along. The Giants, they travelled to how long, but in the end losing this game by a number of points, Carla?
Yeah, 59-29. Ramble Bundry knew they were in for a pretty tough game against one of the top sides in how long. And look, well done to a couple of players there in the Ramble Bundry team. Rory Colhagen, who stepped up from the 17s and played goal shooter, as one of their key shooters was away. Award winners for the Giants were Brianna Higgins and Kaylee Athanaitis, and they were both great in defence against How Long's tall and accurate goal shooter, Erin Harbright. Courtney Trethown worked really hard against How Long's strong wing defence, Gemma Coburn. And also well done to one of their other young players, Katie Kelleher, who came up from B grade and played in the centre there for a while. And best players for How Long were their goal attack, Lily Smith and Sam Way at goalkeeper. So How Long are looking really good at the moment, and looking like they'll be great contenders in finals.
Certainly are. We'll switch our focus to the Billabong Crows girls, who made very light work of Henty, unlike their football namesake over in South Australia. The Billabong Crows flying high in this game, Carla.
Yeah, look, the Crows had a great start to the game, and they took a really early lead with a 15-goal lead at quarter time. Brooke Davies fought really hard in defence all game. And Alana Maloney really worked hard closely, and she read the play beautifully. A big hats off to one of their new players in the team, Jess Feely, who she also got an award and she's proven to be an integral part of their team with some great drives out of defence. So it was a really great team by all for the Crows on the weekend, and, that boosted their percentage. And Henty's best players were Rachel Turlick and Brandy Muller, who are really both combining well in the defence end for the Henty girls.
And we had Holbrook travelling to Gindera. The Gindera A-grade girls way too strong, though, on this occasion, Carla, for the visitors.
Yeah, look, Gindera won 64-28. And look, they took the court on Saturday with a full list since early on in the season, which gave them a little bit more flexibility with changes across the court. Look, it was a pretty good start from both teams, but I think Gindera just settled a little bit more in the second half, and they came away with a really great percentage boosting scoreline. Holbrook were down like a few key players in some of their shooters and mid-court, but they just found it a little bit too difficult to match Gindera for 4 quarters. And Gindera's awards went to Taylor Vogel and Montana Kerr, while Jackie Colhagen played a really good game in defence, and Jess Rowe in centre were award winners for Holbrook.
And another side that really struggled against the host opposition was that of the CDHBU A-grade girls, Carla.
Yeah, look, a solid win for Colcan. It was 68-32, and look, they're looking really good coming into the business end of the season. Their coach, Georgie Haynes, really pleased with where the team is at the moment, coming into finals, and Bridie Hoffman took home the mug for Colcan, and some of their other awards went to Kayla Wright and Olivia Brunner. And I think they're definitely a team to watch come September, while Kath Wood, Rachel Hanrahan and Emily Boyle were best players for CDHBU.
The Saints, they hosted Murray Magpies, and this was a pretty close game in the end at the Recreation Reserve there, Carla.
Yeah, look, only 8 goals in it, and the Magpies returned to the winners list 44 to 36. Look, the BB Saints girls really fought hard to the last whistle. Best players for the Magpies were Jess Black and their coach, Kira Nicholson, whilst Brittany Williams in the attack end and the Saints captain, Rachel Kaczynski, in defence, really played well for the BB Saints.
Well, we'll take a look at what it all means on the table before we preview the next round of fixtures as we head into round 14 this weekend. So we've got Osborne sitting pretty at in first place, and then we've got rounding out the remainder of the top 6 is Jindera, Howlong, Billabong, Lockhart and Colcan. So how do you see all this sort of panning out from here, Carla? Because it'll be a close finish for some of those midway sort of clubs going into the final few stretches of games here.
Yeah, look, I think the top 6 is probably, settled at the moment. I think some of those lower teams are going to have to work really hard to, win their games up above. But some of those top teams, they'll just keep winning. And I suppose just the positions where they are, especially 4, 5 and 6, they will maybe change a little bit. And it'll be really interesting to see what happens with the Osborne Ginger clash on Saturday. So someone's going to actually, be out in front by 4 points on Saturday.
And let's get to that game. So you've just sort of summed it up nicely for us in terms of what it all means. So who's your tip here?
Oh, I don't know. Look, Osborne are really determined to keep their form from last year, keep it coming, and look, they're really hungry for a win against Jindera. But, I think if Jindera can concentrate and play a full 4 quarters, it's going to be a very interesting game. But, look, Osborne has beaten them in the past. So, look, I wouldn't put it past Osborne to take the 4 points on Saturday.
Interesting. I'll go with Jindera then, just because they're the home side. We'll look at your club, Carla. Lockhart hosting the Giants at the Lockhart Recreation Ground. Confident of getting the chocolates here, Carla?
Well, look, Lockhart will be looking to cement their position in the top 6, and hopefully they do come away with a win. But, look, they're going to have to play a really consistent 4-quarter game and really capitalise on watching their passes and, just playing the best that they can play. Both teams will need to stop key, tall and experienced shooters. Ramble Bundry Giants, Mel McClelland and Olivia Lang for Lockhart. So it's going to be really interesting in the circle. But I think Lockhart, I think they might take the points on Saturday.
Well, another game that's hard to predict is between two very informed teams, that being the Billabong Crows hosting Colcan. This one at Victoria Park. How do you see this one going, Carla?
Yeah, this is going to be a really interesting match. Crows are in 4th spot and Colcan are 6th. And Colcan, I think, will be looking to match it with the Crows, especially with finals coming up. Look, they played a really consistent game against Lockhart a few weeks ago, and if they maintain the same pressure for the full 4 quarters, it's going to be a very interesting outcome for the weekend. But, I think maybe the Crows a little bit more experienced, and I think they might come away with the win, but I think it's going to be close.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Holbrook and Howlong, this is going to be a contest where the away side probably will not be fancy to get anything here. They'll have to play out of their skin to get a result, Carla.
Yeah, look, but I think Howlong are playing some beautiful netball at the moment, and they've been so close over the last few years in the finals. But I think they should account for Holbrook quite comfortably on the weekend.
Yeah, we'll look at Henty playing the Saints. So Henty, they'll again, probably not be the fancied side here, but nevertheless, how do you see it going?
Look, I think both teams will be looking to get, it's 4 points on the board, and I know the Henty girls are really keen to have a win. They've got their ball on this weekend, and look, they've got their fingers crossed and hoping that they can just put it together and get a win against the Saints. But I think, going on past results, I think the Saints might come away with that win.
Yeah, I think most people are going to agree with you. And just to round out our fixtures, we've got the CDHBU A grade travelling to play the Murray Magpies. So who's your tip for this one, Carla?
Look, I think Magpies will continue on the winners list this weekend, and they'll have a comfortable win at home against CDHBU.
That does it. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Carla Fletcher, to talk all things Hume Netball. Good luck over the weekend with how your respective club fares, and we look forward to checking in with you again next week on the Flow Friday Sports Show.
Thanks, Ellis. Talk to you next week.